Hi, it's Jen here coming from my car. I just had my first set of visits with my bariatric surgeon's office for all the prerequisite stuff I need to do for my insurance. So I am on track to have a vertical sleeve gastrectomy. My insurance requires 6 months of nutritional counseling. So today I had my first nutritionist session with the registered dietitian. I also saw the psychologist, which is supposed to be one meeting, and I had an upper GI study done. So my insurance is, I have an Aetna PPO or something like that, but with my insurance, because I work in a hospital system, the Aetna doesn't cover weight loss surgery, but the hospital system has started covering it this year. So their insurance, their part says 6 months of that with weight loss documented through those 6 months. And so that's what I'm doing. So this was my first visit. So it went well for the most part. I met with the dietitian. She's totally lovely, very nice. I always get a little nervous when I go to talk to someone, a health professional, about food. Whenever I discuss food or my food choices or what I'm eating, I always feel guilty. I have like this guilt and this shame comes up. I always expect to feel shamed by that person, and it's only ever happened once, and that was more not to do with food choices, but I had my gallbladder out earlier this year, and the dietitian I was working with, the first thing out of her mouth was, yeah, fat female and 40. It's all the food choices that we've made in our lives. Needless to say, I stopped working with her after that, and I have not returned her phone calls. But in general, when I telling the nutritionist what I've been eating, I just, a lot of like shamefulness and guilt, and I should know better. So all that stuff comes up. But anyway, she was great. I really liked her. It'll be very easy to work with her for the next 5 months. She gave me a lot of suggestions about things to work on for this month. So things that, I know I should do. But I wrote it all down, and I have reminders for myself. She explained about, I'm a diet soda fanatic, so why, the carbonation isn't good. It stretches out the stomach, creates gas. So that's something that she said I don't have to give up now, but we're going to work on it. To increase water, to start with food chewing 25 times per bite, to practice that, because that's going to be really important, she said, after the surgery when I start eating food. And then of course it's important for digestion. She talked about the no drinking or eating at the same time, because when you drink with food, it just turns it into a liquid, so it moves that much quicker through the sleeve. So she talked about strategies for 30 minutes before the meal and 30 minutes after the meal with no drink. Maybe to set a timer on my phone, which I think I'm going to do, just to get into the habit of, because I drink all day long, and I drink a lot at meals. So that's going to be a challenge. But she gave me some tips on how to deal with that. We talked about food choices, and she said for the most part, she liked that I was eating 3 times a day, and then just to make different food choices to get more protein in, to stay away from things I really like, cream soups. She said just to stay away from that for now. And then just different things to do at dinner, because dinner's hard for me. I tend to do a lot of takeout or eating out on the road, so she just gave me some suggestions for that, to try, maybe just starting with lean cuisines and just easing my way into, having my food prepped, know what I'm going to eat, making a plan kind of things. And then eliminating sugar food from home. So my trigger foods are anything candy, sweets, cookies, any kind of comfort food. So eliminating them from the home, which is going to be a challenge because I haven't been able to do that for the past 10 years. And it's not anybody else in the house, it's me. I mean, there are other people in the home, but I'm the one that I make it difficult for myself. So self-sabotage needs to end. I had the upper GI done, so that was fun. Drank some Alka-Seltzer things. They were like Pop Rocks. And then was proceeded to be told not to burp, which I could not stop burping after I had them. So I was burping in the poor guy's face the whole time. But I had that done. It wasn't so bad. That's the same test I'm going to have done after the sleeve, which I don't see how that's going to even be possible because this barium is just so nasty and it's thick, and I got a chunk of it in my mouth at the end, and I spit it out on the pillowcase, and it was just disgusting, and I felt like like a little kid or something. But I guess they get that reaction sometimes, so he wasn't too surprised. But anyway, I don't know how that's going to work out afterwards, but we'll see. I had to like flip over on my stomach and on my back and on my side and keep moving around, so that should be interesting. But that wasn't a big deal. And then I saw the psych, and he liked me so much that he wants me to come back in 2 months. So I could either say that I failed the psych exam, but I'm going to say that he just really enjoyed my company. So I'm going to go back and see him. The main thing is that I talked to him about that I have had a history of binging and purging, and that the purging is non-existent, but the binging does continue. It's not anything like it used to be, and I've doing lots of things, therapy, medication. I'm doing lots of things for it, and it's much better. He said that I can have no episodes of binging, that it has to be down to 0. So to me, what used to be a binge is no longer a binge, and now I call my binges, they're really more like overeating, but then sometimes it is a binge where I'll just eat as much as I possibly can in a short period of time until I can't eat anymore. But that's very rare. So mainly it's just a lot of overeating for emotional reasons. So is that really still a binge? I don't know. I guess putting anything in my mouth when I'm not hungry, I should just consider a binge. And as a way of coping, it's not a great coping mechanism. It does what it needs to do for a very short period of time, but so I'm really going to work on that. I'm going to keep a little chart, and I'm going to give myself a smiley face for every day that is binge free. So I guess I'll consider that eating for reasons other than being hungry. Eating for emotional reasons, I will consider that a binge. Plus eating until I can't shove anything else in my mouth will definitely be a binge. So my goal is to every 24 hours to be binge free. Because if I'm not, and I want to be successful, and I don't want to get this surgery done and be at a point where I have this coping mechanism that I can't use. And then what if I got to a point where I just binge like a crazy person, or binge like a banshee, I don't know. Then I could really hurt myself, and what's the purpose of having this surgery done if I don't if I'm not able to have that under control, or to have other coping strategies in place. So it was good. I'm glad I told him, because it really makes me think, like, why haven't I tried this before? Why haven't I tried to manage this binge eating this way, you know, by giving myself little stars or something like that. Maybe I just was never at that point, but I think I can do it. And my goal is to be binge free for the next 2 months. So I'm going to take it day by day and see how it goes. But yeah, he liked me so much, I have to come back. So that's pretty much it. We also learned, the coordinator came out and talked to us about the 3 different surgeries, and I had a lot of questions, and I found out that my physician has been doing the gastric sleeve for 2 years and has performed 70 operations, and I was thinking, oh, should I be worried about that? That doesn't seem like a whole lot. But he's been in practice for many years. His specialty is the lap band and the bypass. So, I don't know. Should that make me nervous? Should I be concerned? Should I go to Mexico? I don't know. But I have a follow-up appointment next month with the nutritionist, and I'm going to get to I have to go to a support group meeting. That's also a requirement. So I'm gonna have those once a month. So I'm gonna do that next week. I think it's next Monday. And I wanted to keep this short, but I guess it really wasn't. So that was my first visit. So I'm gonna really work on the nutrition part of it, the chewing, the not drinking with the meals, and the not binging, and see how that goes. So I am feeling hopeful, and I will be back next month with my follow-up second appointment out of 6. Thanks. Have a great day.